Alright guys, Rich here from the RCNetwork, and this is going to be an unboxing of the brand new Arrma Raider. This is part of their Mega line of vehicles that includes pretty much a brush setup. This is a 1/10 scale two-wheel drive buggy, and I can't wait to open this thing. I actually ordered this a while back, and this is a full RTR ready to run vehicle, so pretty much everything in the box there will get you started on day one. So pretty cool. They have a full line of Mega vehicles out there that includes a brush setup versus the brushless setup that you would find in the BLX version. So pretty much same vehicles, but they've kind of scaled it back just a little bit to get the price point down for, you know, maybe some newbies out there, or maybe younger kids, to get them into the hobby, which is always a great thing. So right here, of course, the brushed desert buggy has a cool kind of scale look to it. Great, real meaty tires, part of their D-Boots series of tires. And, you know, a couple things I'm seeing right there on the box. Ready to run, waterproof, part of their Mega series, and a 2-year limited warranty, which is pretty cool too. So I'll have to read more about that a little bit later. So off to the side here, I'm just reading that it includes a 2.4 gigahertz radio, some other bits and pieces, a charger, and of course a new T connector is what they're calling it. But I believe it looks like a Dean's connector, so that's pretty cool. So without further ado, let's go ahead and open this thing up. Let's take a look at what we get inside the box. So no seals on this thing. This actually came straight out of a cardboard box, and there we go, got the lid off. And let's take a look inside the box here. You're seeing right away, you're seeing the blue color that I selected, kind of that almost kind of baby blue with the white and black kind of splatter paint on it. So pretty cool. Let's get everything out of the box, and then we'll kind of go from there. So taking out a few items here, taking out some cardboard that kind of holds it in. Really happy that companies have gotten away from zip tying things down like they need to go through a drop off of a plane or something. So let's go ahead and take a look at what we get inside here. Set the buggy off to the side already. It looks pretty cool here. God, that's nice. So right off, looks like we're getting an owner's manual. We have, looks like some included little L wrenches or Allen wrenches, a nice little T wrench here with all of the different sizes that you may need for wheel nuts and whatnot. You get some shock clips, and it looks like a couple other little adapters, including some servo horns there if you plan to change that out in the future for a different branded servo horn. So pretty cool. Flip side here, just the other part of the owner's manual. All right, we get a little box of, good, it's kind of rattling here. Let's see what's inside. So inside, looks like we have an AC adapter, and this would be to charge our battery. Has what they're calling a T connector, which is actually a Dean's imitation connector. It is actually a Dean's connector, but it looks like they didn't have the name to actually say Dean's. So, and it looks like you get a few different countries plug adapter to plug it into a wall outlet. Of course, I'm going to use the USA one right there, but they have several other ones there too, including, I believe, Australia, looks like Europe, and I'm not sure what the other ones are because I don't live there. So, and last but not least, we get our standard ATX 100 2.4 gigahertz radio. Let's go ahead and pull this out of the package. Let's see what this thing looks like. Looks like it has some Arrma badging on here, which is pretty cool. Of course, ATX 100 2.4 gigahertz. Nice wheel. It's kind of a foam wheel right there. Nice feel to it. Somewhat of a drop down, which is nice. Down here, it looks like you have the badging right there for Arrma ATX 100. 4 AA batteries is what it takes. And up here, it looks like we have our on-off switch. We have a little flip lid right here. This comes open. And it looks like there's all of our trims, our steering dual rate, and it looks like you have a bind and then also reversing of both the motor and the steering. And on the flip side over here, some charging capabilities in the future, which is nice. So pretty cool, nice radio. These things are always very somewhat standard, but they always work great. So that's always nice to get that in an RTR. And considering the price point, this is pretty cool to have a 2.4 gigahertz. So, all right, here's the buggy, guys. Wow, this thing, it feels great right out of the box. I mean, the way that the suspension feels right off feels great. I'm going to move the camera around so we can take a little bit closer look at this. All right, and we're back now, and I went ahead and kind of took a look at this off camera because it's pretty impressive considering the price point of this full RTR here. And it really captures a great look to it too, despite the fact that the wires with this big tag is hanging out here. It just has a great look to it. Has that kind of desert racing buggy look. And pretty cool here. So of course the Arrma badging, D boots, which is their type of tires that Arrma uses. Some pretty skill looks with the venting here, of course the fin on the back. But let's take a look at this thing closer. It looks like it uses plastic bodied, plastic capped shocks throughout, but they seem very, very nice. I don't see anything leaking, which is always a good sign straight off. They do use preload adjusters, so there was a few that I saw that was included in the package, which is very nice. Pretty much the arms are somewhat of a solid design, but they look to be pretty beefy considering the two-wheel drive vehicle and that this is a fairly inexpensive RTR. You have non-adjustable turnbuckles right there, which you see the plastic ones right there. And of course, two-wheel drive, so you have no front differential or anything. So shock tower seems to be pretty well laid back for a two-wheel drive vehicle, which is nice. Onto the rear, you get pretty much a lot longer shock in the back. So you got all the way up to this shock tower with somewhat of a metal or aluminum piece kind of going across the top here, just for added support with consideration of the weight that you have in the back with not only the ESC, but the motor and transmission and everything. So backside here, flip this over, it looks like you have those solid A-arms once again, and you do get metal dog bones in the rear. You can kind of see those spinning right there. And then once again, those non-adjustable plastic turnbuckles. So right there, you got your brushed motor. That thing looks to be pretty decent there. And of course, going on up to the brushed ESC as well. So only two wires coming off that motor. And you'll see here that brushed ESC kind of sitting in the cockpit with those T connectors or Dean's style connectors. So really nice for me because I'm going to be able to throw in a 2S LiPo with no issue whatsoever. On the bottom side here, you do have a compartment here for the battery. Looks like you have just one little pin right here holding everything together. Pull that pin and this thing should open up here if I'm not mistaken. Or maybe not. Oh, there's the bar. So a little bar comes out and then this should pop right on open. There we go. I got it open now finally. So inside here looks to be a 2000 milliamp nickel metal hydride, which is included, 7.2 volts. So should get you up and going right away. You can use that wall charger to charge it and you'll be off running here. Transmission seems to be pretty beefy. You do have somewhat of a cover right here that I'm sure you can take off and do some adjustments and whatnot. Tires seem to be very meaty, very Proline Badlands at a scaled down version of those. So should definitely kick up some rooster tails and get this thing going pretty good. Well, that's it, guys. That is going to be my unboxing video of the Arrma Raider Mega. This is one of the newest vehicles from Arrma. Can't wait to kind of get this thing out there and see what damage I can do with this thing. So pretty cool. Any questions about this unboxing of the Arrma Raider, please post them down below. And as always, thumbs up and subscribe. That's it for now, guys. Over and out.